last night, the government of Zimbabwe issued a statement that it had actually enacted a law to prohibit motorists driving tinted vehicles. I mean, so they barred all tinted vehicles and say that is a reserve only for state vehicles, not for, commoners in Zimbabwe. And this leads to a lot of questions as to, since retired General Charamba is the acting Zimbabwe, is he the one that allowed that because he is currently in charge of government, or it is the Mnangagwa faction? Now we heard earlier today in the morning George Charamba through his fake account that we know it's him who is using it, actually taking that government communication saying Zimbabweans should disregard it. But guess what? In Dema, a motorist, a driver who is driving a tinted car, has been fined about 15 United States dollars in line with what the government announced. That is last night, yesterday. Greetings and welcome on your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, guess what? You become the very first one to watch us. So, part of the symptoms of a government that is fighting is to see two different directives being issued on one people. Zimbabwe is supposed to have one government that is led by one president, but guess what? They are two directives that are given by the very same government officials. Now, what does this simply tell us? It tells us of stinking factionalism that exists. And at the center of two people fighting, it is the ordinary Zimbabweans that are actually suffering at the moment. Now, I've asked to actually have a say on who exactly has given this directive for the tinted cars not to move around Zimbabwe, for those who bought them to actually remove the tint. A lot of people have been saying, but this government does not care about ordinary citizens because tinted cars prevent sun from directly penetrating the people, of which it reduces diseases such as cancer, especially to motorists driving those vehicles as well as passengers. I don't know, I cannot speculate. It is possible it can be a directive issued by retired General Charamba faction. It is equally possible it may be a directive given by Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. But I must say, when it comes to government affairs, retired General Charamba as a vice president cannot actually come up with laws. I am of the firm view that this was done by the Mnangagwa faction, but they saw the backlash because the story of this new government gazette that was announced in fact, new government law, which actually is unconstitutional, and even the very same government has actually pronounced that the announcement was unconstitutional. It's possible that under Mnangagwa such can happen. It has been actually happening. It's not the first time it has happened. They have announced certain policies and then backtracked, especially when there was a public outcry and when the matter was trending online. So this may be the approach that was actually applied by the Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa faction. So now you see the driver has been arrested and fined. Some police officers are executing what was announced yesterday, and you know it's confusing being led by the Mnangagwa faction or Mnangagwa kind of a person. And they can come back and say, no, what is actually said to be the account of George Charamba, it is not actually the account of George Charamba. It is a person impersonating George Charamba. And what will you say? ZANU-PF is actually capable of doing so. They can actually say that and say, no, this is the law of the country. It has been announced by the government. When they announced this law, people reacted. When George Charamba retracted it on X, people also reacted, and it is raising eyebrows to the people that we've got a ZANU-PF that is stinkingly divided and not managing its communication system. Mnangagwa is failing by far to actually lead ZANU-PF, and it shows that he is not as powerful as people think, and most probably he may not be calling shots. And this also, I may borrow some words that have been said about Blessed Geza, that we have a president that is suffering from a mental health related illness. Maybe when this law was actually done, he approved it. He was in a certain mental health state. And now when he heard that it has now been announced and noticed the backlash coming from the people of Zimbabwe, this very same president may have actually instructed George Charamba to do what he did. So it's quite very sad what is happening in Zimbabwe. But guess what? It is happening. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, guess what? You become the very first one to watch us. Ogan Umhlabane is signing out. Let me love and